Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we dive into the video, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon. Let's dive in. Imagine this. You spend months pouring everything into a marriage, cooking, cleaning, waiting, hoping, only to be treated like an afterthought in your own home. Then one day you make a single quiet move. No yelling, no warning, no drama. You just cancel the one thing that was supposed to prove you still matter, your 10th anniversary. And when she finally notices, the damage is already done. Would you fight for someone who stopped fighting for you, or finally choose yourself? For almost a year, my wife Emily had been slipping away. Not angry, not dramatic, just gone. She came home late, always exhausted, always busy. Conversations shrank to one-word answers. Touch disappeared. Even looking me in the eye felt like I had to beg for it. Every time I tried to talk, she gave the same line. Not now, I'm exhausted. At first, I blamed work stress. Then I blamed myself. Maybe I wasn't exciting anymore. Maybe I wasn't enough. But the rejections kept piling up. Date night? I already made plans with coworkers. A weekend away? You know I hate traveling right now. A simple hug? She stepped back like I was asking for too much. Still I stayed. I cooked dinner. I kept the house clean. I waited. I hoped. Our 10th anniversary was coming. 10 years is a milestone. I had been planning quietly for months. A small lakeside hotel, the exact restaurant where we had our first real date, even a necklace she once pointed out in a store window. I wanted that day to remind her of what we used to be. 2 weeks before I finally told her. I showed her the reservation. I tried to sound excited, not desperate. She barely looked up from her phone. That weekend? I think I already told you, my department is doing a retreat. I can't cancel. I stared at her. It's our anniversary, Emily. 10 years. She sighed, annoyed, like I'd asked for something selfish. You're being dramatic. We can celebrate another time. Another time. The same words she'd used for months. Something inside me went completely still. That night while she slept, I opened my email and canceled everything. The hotel. The restaurant. The special package. I didn't text her. I didn't mention it again. I just let the date arrive in total silence. On the morning of our anniversary, I woke up early, made coffee, sat at the kitchen table like it was any ordinary day. Emily rushed out already dressed for work. I'll be late tonight, she said. The retreat planning ran long. I nodded. Okay. She paused, surprised. Maybe she expected me to argue. Maybe she expected tears. I gave her neither. That night I went out alone. Not to our restaurant, not anywhere romantic, just a quiet diner. I ate slowly and thought about the last year of my life, about how small I had made myself just to keep the peace, about how I had been waiting for her to choose me again. She came home after midnight. The next morning something felt different. She seemed uncertain. She kept glancing at me like she was trying to read my face. You didn't say anything yesterday, she finally said. About what? Our anniversary. I shrugged. You were busy. She frowned. You didn't even try to remind me. I looked at her then, really looked. I did. You just didn't care. The words landed heavy between us. For the next few days, she became strangely attentive. Asking if I wanted dinner, texting during the day, sitting closer on the couch. It was like she suddenly remembered she had a husband. But something inside me had already shifted. I wasn't angry. I wasn't hurt anymore. I was done waiting. A week later, she finally asked, "Did you actually plan something for our anniversary?" "Yes," I said calmly. Her eyes widened. "What do you mean yes?" "I had a trip booked, dinner, a gift. I canceled it." Her mouth opened slightly. "You canceled it?" I nodded. I didn't see the point. For the first time in a long time, she looked shaken. "Why wouldn't you tell me?" "Because every time I ask for you, you reject me. I wanted to see what would happen if I stopped asking." Silence filled the room. She sat down slowly like the weight of my words had finally hit her. "I didn't know you felt this way." I almost laughed. "I've been telling you for months. You just never listened." That night she cried. She said she didn't realize how far she had pushed me. She blamed work, stress, burnout. She said she thought I would always be there no matter what. That she didn't think one missed anniversary could matter so much. But it did. Not because of the day itself, but because of what it represented. I told her something I'd never said out loud. When you stop choosing your partner, they eventually stop choosing you too. The days that followed were tense. She tried harder than she had in a year. Compliments, touch, plans, apologies. But the power dynamic had changed. I wasn't chasing anymore. I wasn't begging for scraps of attention. A month later, I made another decision. I told her I wanted space. Not a dramatic fight, not a screaming match, just honesty. I don't know if I can keep living in a marriage where I feel invisible. She panicked. Promised change, promised therapy, promised effort. And maybe she meant it. Maybe it was finally real. But here's the truth no one talks about. Sometimes the moment your partner finally wakes up is the moment you've already emotionally walked away. Canceling our anniversary wasn't loud revenge. It was quiet. It was controlled. It was me choosing myself for the first time in years. And when my wife finally realized what she had lost, not the trip, not the dinner, not the gift, but the man who used to try so hard to love her, she understood something far more painful than any argument ever could. If you've ever felt invisible in your own relationship, drop a like right now and tell me in the comments, have you ever had to stop chasing someone to make them finally see you? Because sometimes the strongest move isn't fighting harder, it's quietly walking away and letting them feel the silence. Like and subscribe if stories like this hit home.